We are live. I don't know how we managed to be late on this show, but we managed to do it. Congratulations to us. But we're talking the association. Quick review of last night. What did you think? I'm trying to think. So both your money line parlay you gave out won, but both dogs covered, if I'm correct, right? I guess if you got the Lakers, no, I think anytime you bought the Suns, they would have covered. What did you think of last night's action?
No, I mean, if you would have got the Lakers super early when they were still 2 or even 4, you would have covered. But once the Booker was fully rolled out and it got to 6, that's when you got screwed. You didn't cover there. The money line parlay did get home. Man, looks like Dame time in Milwaukee spread. That looks like the thing they needed. It was just the guy at the end of the game. They can go, here's the ball, and Giannis can't shoot perimeter shots, but he's gonna get your rebounds and defend, win us the game. And that's what Dame's going to do for them. So they're going to be a tough
My only question there would be, would they even need that shot if they had Drew Holiday defending, though? And Tyrese Maxey didn't go for like 31 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he completely shuts Maxey down, but I think it's nice to have a guy that can hit that shot because defense isn't always something you're going to be able to stop the guys with. I'd rather have the guy that can shoot the shot than have the defender that can stop him but not shoot the shot. Because the moment the guy's hot and you can't stop him, now we're dead anyway.
What did you think of that Lakers bounce back last night?
I didn't get to catch much of it because I was busy at work, but I see they did pick up the win. I don't take much from it because it was the Suns, and they were missing all their pieces. KD did gas out at the end, saying something.
He gassed out, man.
Yeah.
He was crushing.
Yeah, and then just watching the score on my phone, like as I was doing stuff around work, it seemed like the Lakers started off the game like very lackadaisical, didn't really want to play. And then the second half came around. And they were like, all right, I guess we're going to try and win this game. And then they went in, was able to pick up the win. And more of it was just about the Suns gassing out.
Look at my guy Clyde in the chat saying, is Fred really questioning Drew or Dame? Oh, wow. Big surprise. Point of attack defense matters. Rim protection, number 1. Point of attack defense, number 2. They lost one of the top 5 point of attack defenders in the league. That's going to have an effect, Clyde. He says the finals is Bucks versus Nuggets. We're already writing the Celtics off, huh?
I'm not writing the Celtics off, but that is also my pick.
Over 3.5. Is that off that joke from yesterday?
No, it might be under because I might get some shut eye too. So never know.
All right. Okay, so there we have it from last night. Boy, Tyler, I was going to be insufferable if the Suns would have got that money line win last night. But it wasn't meant to be. You cashed the parlay you gave out on the show. Let's dive into tonight's card. The Detroit Pistons, who covered against the Miami Heat, lost by 1 point. Now they're in Charlotte. They're taking on the Hornets. The Hornets are laying 4. Total's 226. Tyler, I like the Pistons more than the Hornets. As a squad here, should I be worried about the spot or can I bet Detroit? What do you think of this game total 226?
The more I look at it, the more I want to play Detroit here. I mean, I know Charlotte was able to pick up the win game 1. They took us for our money because we were on Atlanta. But the more looking back on it, Atlanta's just a bad road team. Now the Pistons here, they're a young grinder team similar to the Hornets, but I think they have better players. I think they could defend very well. Like Cade Cunningham could match up with LaMelo. The Thompson twin could guard Terry Rozier to where the Hawks couldn't really defend these guards as well. Mm-hmm. I think that could really slow the Hornets down, and they have the bigs that can contend down low and get these rebounds with these other guys. So they have the better coach. I'm on the Pistons here, spread. I think it's Friday. We've talked about underdogs on Friday for years. I think Detroit picks up the win here. Somebody else can have those 4 points. Give me the money line.
Are we going to add that to the sheet?
I think we should.
I'm pulling that one up right now. First one on the bet slip that we added to the show. Well, I still got the Cowboys -6 in here, Tyler, from the last show. Still got to pull the trigger on that, too. Let's go. The Denver Nuggets are -5.5. They're in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Total of 222. We had a couple bad picks on Wednesday. Memphis, arguably the worst, walking into that Pelicans. And I want to be fair. We said on the show we couldn't take it out of the bet slip when Santi Aldama was hurt, but that was tough to recover from. The same problem is going to exist tonight with the bigs. What I'm worried here is like a slight lit down spot for the Nuggets. You got to think that game one meant a lot more than tonight's game means. The Grizzlies catching 5.5 at home. Normally, Clyde, it's up to 5.5. We're going to cap it at the current number. Normally, I would like Grizzlies plus the points here. I can't pull the trigger either way. Total 222. Your thoughts?
I'm not. I think the Nuggets win. I don't want to lay 5.5. I just kind of default right to the Jokic triple double and win at plus 186 spread. I mean, who's going to stop
That's
him
so
down there?
crazy.
Jaren Jackson. Like, I think all we really need is the assist here. He's going to get the points. He'll have the rebounds. It's just the assist. So I'll take a plus 186 on if he gets us 10 assists and they win.
All right. Jonathan Nelson says, how about them Lakers? I don't even want to talk about it, Jonathan Nelson. I took the Vikings for you, though, bud. Let's go.
I do have one play I do like in this Nuggets game. You could bet the top point scorer. Jokic is, of course, the favorite at plus 145. It's understandable because he probably just falls into about 25. Murray can't get hot here spread and just light up this backcourt. He's plus 360.
Marcus Smart, baby.
So hit some threes over him.
All right, plus 360. Much better than that Jokic look, which feels a little bit too chalky, especially if it was a Denver blowout. Maybe he gets a little less run. Plus the Denver blowout script, right? You're more likely to have Murray be the one that goes off because that blowout would probably be fueled.
Or it could just be the full-on offense onslaught where no one guy blows the box score apart. They all go for 15 to 20.
Yeah. All right. Oklahoma City Thunder are plus 4 taking on the Cavaliers. Tyler, I underestimated the Thunder on Wednesday night. They got an easy win against the Bulls. They looked fantastic. The Cavaliers snuck out the win in Brooklyn against the Nets, but they did not get the cover. But they got one win here. Totals 228. Now they're at home. The Thunder continue their road trip. That's not a long trip from Chicago to Cleveland, but, still a road trip here for the Thunder. They're catching 4. To me, with Jarrett Allen not in the lineup, it's Thunder or pass. What do we do?
Weren't the Cavs very, very dominant at home last year?
You want me to look that up?
Yeah, I'm almost positive they were pretty dominant at home last year. Mobley should be able to absolutely just dominate the paint. Like, Chet's going to be a solid player, but you've seen him have his welcome to the league moments in that Bulls game. I think Vucevic dunked on him, Drummond crossed him over, so he's going to still have to put some weight on. Shea's going to get to his spots in this game, but I think I'm going to be on the Cavs here spread. I think Mobley double-double and win, plus 160 is a nice spot. I think they can pull off this win.
Cavaliers, 24-18-2 against the spread at home last season.
What were they straight up?
Let me take ATS out of this query. 31-10 straight up.
Okay. Yeah. See, I do think they pick up the win. It could be a close game. So I do lean more towards like that Mobley double-double and win. Okay. Or even like a Donovan Mitchell 5+ threes and win at plus 320. We all know that dude's going to be hucking threes all night. That's all he does.
Took me one loss. I'm not going to bet it, but if we're picking every single game here, I do like the Thunder at plus 4. Not enough to bet, though. Let's jump in on the New York Knicks, your favorite team, Tyler. I thought they were going to get the win against the Celtics. That was a tough loss, I felt, at home to open the season. Right there to take all that momentum, have those crazy fans go viral again. That wasn't able to happen as the New York Knicks fell to the Boston Celtics. Okay, but they lost to one of the best teams in the league. The Atlanta Hawks lost to the Charlotte Hornets, Tyler. That's a bad loss. That was embarrassing. But now they're back at home. Atlanta's been much better at home here. How do you think that this game goes? I'm really torn on this game. What are your thoughts here? Hawks, Knicks. Right now, it just seems like a fun one to have on my 4 box as we enjoy the games tonight.
Yeah, I think that's where we leave it at spread. We leave it as a fun one just to watch tonight. I don't think we get much money involved. Okay. If I were to lean aside, I lean towards the Knicks. They did look better on opening night. I feel like I feel like they are the better team. They should be able to get out there and win this game. But it's the Hawks at home, and they play better at home. We tried to
Way
bet them
better.
we tried to bet them on the road, and I don't want to try and fade them at home now and be 0-2 against this team.
Yeah.
So I think we just wait, let them feel themselves out, and let's see where they start to play this season before we bet them again.
Can you hear that helicopter?
No.
That's crazy. All right. I'm with you. If you make me pick a side, I like the Knicks, but let's be honest. Would you be surprised if they went for like 135 and just shot 50% from three tonight? I'm talking about Atlanta. And then
No, it wouldn't surprise me at all because now they're back at home. Would they shoot like 4 for 26 in that game against Charlotte? Like they couldn't hit a three to save their life.
Yeah. All right. We like the Knicks, but we're worried it's an unsafe spot. Wait, gather more information. Enjoy that. If you guys don't have YouTube TV, this 4-box is so sweet. But for those of you who do, because I'm sure plenty of people who work at YouTube watch the show, we got to be able to pick the 4-box, guys. What's going on? Like, why can't I just choose what's in my 4-box? I got my 2 TVs next to each other, right? On Wednesday, the 4 o'clock game start, 4-box. Perfect. 4:30 kids here, 7:30 for you guys. Okay, let me get the next 4 in another box. That wasn't an option. You have to be kidding me. All right. Hopefully they'll fix that soon. The most high-profile game of the night. This game is on ESPN. It's a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals. It's the Boston Celtics hosting the Miami Heat. The Boston Celtics are laying 8, total 218.5. Tyler, at first glance, 8 seems like a lot of points. When you realize almost every game in their series last year was won by double digits or more, you understand. It feels like they're saying pick the winner. Point spread doesn't matter. The Heat, of course, squeak away with that win. Wasn't the most impressive performance. Could they be kind of overlooking Detroit a little bit? Yeah, I could see that. Are they going to be looking past this team tonight? I don't think so. And everyone's going to say Boston wants revenge. I would just say, just like we've talked about before with the Nuggets, the team that won is still going to want to continue to assert their dominance here. I don't think that Boston has a motivation edge. I think you cap this game in Boston, just like a playoff game. Both teams are going to be doing their damnedest to win. +8 seems like a lot, Tyler.
It does. I know you say maybe they overlooked Detroit, but they just couldn't score at the end of the game. Their offense shut off. If that happens here, you're going to wake up and you're going to be down about 15, 20 points. Like Boston will pour it on. They let Detroit come back from almost down 20 to almost win that game at the buzzer. I get the whole revenge angle for Boston here. And Miami's not a regular season team. Like, I'm not going to sit here and try and tell you, oh, they lost the finals last year and they shouldn't be +8 because of that. They lost a lot of guys on that roster. They caught a nice break. I don't think their roster's all that good this year. And I think this is a spot where they're going to get pounded. I think Boston just absolutely pounds them into the ground right here, beats them by at least 20, and their offense is just anemic all night.
All right. So let's say we want to get some plus money here. We're going off your game script. Would you just lay like a -16? Do you have that available on DraftKings?
I would go maybe like a 14 because I could see it being a 15-point win.
Do you like that better than a performance double?
A little bit, just because some of these performance doubles, like if Porzingis 2+ threes and win was still there, it's 3+ threes now and win. Mm-hmm. You could do the Tatum 30+ and win at +205 is 4+ threes and win +265. Brown has the 3+ threes and win at +275. But to be honest, the performance doubles with this team, I'm going to avoid for a little bit because there are so many mouths to feed on this team. It's going to be hard to pinpoint which guy is going to be that guy every night. Would you have been the guy to have the bingo card that said Porzingis was going to have, 30-some points, 12 rebounds, and 4 blocks in game 1? Probably not. Would it surprise us if it's Derek White tonight? Like, not really.
All right. Tyler likes an alternate spread with the Celtics there. I'm a little wary. Kind of a little opposite of the NFL show, right? Tyler, it feels like now we the people could have some fun with us.
Just to touch back on both their games. Miami's offense, how it slowed down and let Detroit come back into the game. Mm-hmm. Boston had to clamp down at the end of their game to stop the Knicks from winning that game. they had a lot of defensive plays where they caused turnovers with getting into the passing lanes. You don't think they're going to do that with these Miami guys out there that are a little bit slower and worse playing than these Knicks guys? I think so. Like outside of Jimmy Butler, those Knicks guys are better than what the Heat are sending out there tonight.
All right. Tyler likes the alternate spread with the Boston Celtics. The Toronto Raptors got the win against the Minnesota Timberwolves. We didn't get involved in that game. We like the Minnesota Timberwolves roster more, but we acknowledge the Raptors' nice home court advantage that they always protect. And they did against Minnesota to start the season. Now they head to a Chicago team that has already had a closed-door meeting after one game. That good or bad? I don't know. A lot of players talk, it seems like it's a bounce back situation right off the bat. Not the fact that they lost to the Thunder, but the manner in which they did, it was embarrassing. I mean, you lost by 24. Yeah, at home, opening night, that's rough. Now you're at home again. You're looking to bounce back against a team that we like the Raptors a lot more at home than we do on the road. The total's 216.5 here. Tyler, I kind of like the Bulls to bounce back. Don't think I can get to the window with it, though.
Nah, 11-game slate. I'm going to do this for the first probably week with Toronto games, especially on the road, and probably the Bulls games now after what we've seen in game one. I can't bet this game spread. Let's just move right on to the next one.
Keep it moving. We'll talk about disappointing. I would say the Bulls were more disappointing, but for me personally, the Houston Rockets was the most disappointing team that I watched on Wednesday night. You guys watched the previews. You guys watched me on Wednesday. You knew how high I was on this Houston Rockets team. What were the reasons if you missed it? New coach, Ime Udoka. I think they went from, having arguably the worst coach in the league, but definitely a bottom five, to a guy, top 5, top 10, however you want to put it. Coaching upgrade. Veteran leadership. The addition of Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks, in my mind, was going to make this team more balanced rather than a bunch of young guys trying to figure out their roles and just not even running plays. I thought we'd have more of a system intact and more of a hierarchy as far as some veteran leadership. Then they come out and they lay that egg against the Orlando Magic. Once again, it's fine to lose a game, and it's only one game. And if they had already had some success, you could overlook it. But for opening night, where we knew how much time that they were ready to prepare for this game, for them to come flat like that. Now they travel to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. The Spurs, to me, are interesting because I felt that Wembanyama was the victim of an unfortunate whistle in his debut, which was absolutely ridiculous because that was one of the highest rated games for the regular season in like 5 years. You knew why we were tuning in. It's one thing if he's out there elbowing people. We don't need ticky-tack fouls on the reason that everybody tuned in. Come on, guys. So I think he's going to get a much more friendly whistle tonight. The Spurs are -3 at home. The total's 225. If I didn't watch Wednesday night and this was opening night, Tyler, I would have been all over the Rockets. Now I'm a little concerned. How do we approach this one?
Yeah, I'm on the Spurs here spread, and I think Victor has his not quote-unquote coming out game, but after all the ticky-tack fouls on the first game, I think he dominates this game. Like, now all of his props are plus money. Like, his 2.5 blocks, plus 130 on that. Like, I think that's a little bit wrong because the foul trouble, Dallas knew to try to play away from him. They had not all season, but that was their opening game, so they game planned for him a lot better than the Rockets did. The Rockets are another young team, so these guys are going to make mistakes and get into spots where he can have easier blocks. And I think he could just kind of fall into 3 blocks in this game. So love the Wemby props here. I think he can put up like 20, 10, and 4 in this game. So betting his double-double, betting his blocks over, and I'm on the Spurs to win this game here, spread. I think this Rockets experiment might take a little bit to work out.
Pardon?
I think this Rockets experiment might take a little bit of time to work out.
I think it's a tough game, man. And you're betting it, right? So I'll actually feel guilty for rooting against you. Are you betting it officially, Tyler, or no?
I'm betting the Wembanyama props.
Okay. I like the Rockets, but I can't pull the trigger after what I saw Wednesday night. You're right. Let's wait and see how long it takes for Ime Udoka to get this team moving in the right direction, because after off season with so much promise, so much hope, I really thought, hey, this Rockets team can make the leap. No. The Brooklyn Nets are +6. They're in Dallas. They're taking on the Mavericks. The total is 231, +192. Tyler, this is probably my favorite play of the day. I'm laying it with the Dallas Mavericks. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's the Kyrie revenge spot. He should absolutely smash right here. Dallas, they looked good in their game one. Luka looked very good in that game. He had a triple-double. He could easily do it again right here, but I think it's going to be the Kyrie show, so I'll be on his points prop. Maybe like a 25+ and win, + even a 30+ and win here. So love the Luka props. Love Dallas here. I think they have a nice win. Brooklyn on the road, I don't think is going to be as good of a team as they are at home.
All right.
I'm kind of
like Dallas here.
What are we getting on Ben Simmons double-doubles? Still +420. His triple-double, 15-1.
Can't play like Simmons tonight. Claxton's still out.
Yeah, I like his. I'll play his double-double again at +420.
That's a great look. That is a great look. Tyler, the Los Angeles Clippers, after destroying the Portland Trailblazers, that game was not nearly as close as the final score indicated. Now they're in Utah. They're taking on the Jazz. The total is 227.5. Tyler, you noted the Clippers have historically struggled against this Jazz team for whatever reason. Jazz are +4 at home. They definitely looked bad in the opener, but I just want to say that probably just because the Kings are so good. We don't need to downgrade Utah for that. No, we're going to find out tonight, though. All joking aside, total is 227.5. Tyler, I love the over here. Tell me why we're not betting this over.
I mean, I just think the Clippers are a little worse team on the road. I don't want to have them lay an egg in front of me. And I lean more towards I would rather play Utah than a total in this game. At home, they played a high-powered offense in the Kings that they weren't able to keep up with. The Clippers were able to go beat up on a terrible, terrible Blazers team. And I think this Utah team matches up a little better with them. I think they could win this game outright on their home floor tonight. So I lean more towards taking the points with Utah than playing a total here.
I mean, my projections do have the Clippers by 1.8 points. So the model does like taking the +4 with the Utah. Tyler also likes taking the over. I am going to bet that. It's down to 227.5. The other over that I liked that we didn't talk about, Tyler, was the Rockets and the Spurs. It's down 3 points, too. It's down to 225, Tyler. I'm betting that over as well. The Orlando Magic are -3. They're in Portland. They're taking on the Trailblazers. The total is 221, -143 for the Magic on the money line. Tyler, this Blazers team, some of these teams don't have an excuse for their game one performance. Houston, they didn't have an excuse. They added some veterans. They're supposed to be better. Chicago did not have an excuse for how poorly they played. They have a bunch of veterans. They should have been better. The Atlanta Hawks have no excuse for laying that egg against the Charlotte Hornets. However, I believe the Portland Trailblazers, I'm not disappointed in them at all. We knew what they were doing when they traded Dame, right? They're going all in on Scoot. These guys, they need to learn. The guys take 2-3 years to come into the league to get ready. I love his athleticism. I mean, you see him flashing up and down the court. He was just as fast as Russ, it felt like, against the Clippers. You can see why they like this guy. I'm high on Shaedon Sharpe. I think he's going to end up being a good scoring wing. And if he can figure things out on the defensive end, he's going to be a top player in this league, at least at his position. Simons, best scorer on the team. They got it going good. You know who sucked in that game, Tyler? DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, he stunk.
He got worked by Zubac.
He stunk.
Yeah. And now you can see why Phoenix is so excited to get rid of him and move on. So we'll see what Chauncey Billups is able to do there. My point is the only way that I can look after taking the points with the Blazers the other night is to take the Magic. I know that the Wizards had the lowest win total of the year. I'd argue that the Blazers are the actual worst team in the league. I think right now on a neutral, I'd have the Wizards -2, maybe -3 against the Blazers. Talk to me about the Magic or the Blazers. Should we bet Orlando here? Here's my last concern why we haven't. It's a long trip.
Yeah, it's a long trip, but there isn't much wear and tear to these guys yet. It's one game, and it's the first game of the road trip, and it's against a very, very bad team. Like this Portland team, like we like some of the names on the team, but they just don't mesh well. These young guys are going to take a while to where, the Orlando.
Could be like the Rockets last year.
Yeah, they very well could be. And you look at Orlando, it's like, they're probably not the best team either. But all these guys have been together for like 3-4 years. I think
who looked really good that we didn't talk about, Tyler, was Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah, Jonathan Isaac.
We talked about Paulo. We talked about Franz. Now, if Isaac's going to play like that defensively, you got Wendell Carter down. Yeah, we're betting the Magic. I'm adding it right now. We down?
Yeah, I think we take the Magic here. I like some of these performance doubles like Franz Wagner 3+3s, and they win +370. He went 3 for 7 in that game. If you're going to give me 7 chances at that, I think you can make 3. And Paulo didn't have the best game, 12, 5, and 5, but a 25 plus and win on him at +340 here. I like that also.
All right. Another 3-point favorite that we both like are my hometown Sacramento Kings. The Kings are -3. The total's 238. Warriors +127 on the money line if you like them to get the win. The Warriors, huh? This is an interesting spot for this team. They're without their current second best player, Draymond Green. I said it after watching the game on Tuesday night. If the Warriors are going to compete for a championship again, Andrew Wiggins needs to become that second best player. I did not see that opening night. I'm not saying it can't happen, but we got to be frank here. We've not seen that Andrew Wiggins since before the injury last season. Is that just one little timepiece where he's going to live up to his potential, and is he going to go back to being a disappointment now? I'm not saying he's not trying hard. I'm not saying anything bad about him as a person, but I just wonder, as a guy who relied on athleticism, never really, right? He didn't have like a high peak, pretty low period of time. Will he ever get there again? So we got no Draymond. Kings look to be a little better. I love the addition of the guy that we got, that Sasha guy, Tyler, that I was so happy that we signed in the offseason. Just going to help the offense. He's another good shooter. Duarte, a nice little pickup there as well. Then you look at JaVale McGee's ability to basically keep the team in things with his rim protection while Sabonis is on the bench. I've got to say, they did a pretty good job of accentuating or augmenting this team without ruining the chemistry they had. I was telling my buddy on the phone this morning, I was so happy that we kept Harrison Barnes and we didn't get Kuzma, because I think that would have messed up all the chemistry on the team. Harrison Barnes had a huge game one. He's being maybe what they want Warriors want Wiggins to be. I've spoken a lot of time, Tyler, but we've come to the conclusion that I like the Kings -3. I'm also leaning towards this over here. Break down the game for me, please.
Yeah. I know it was a long-winded breakdown for you with the Kings, but it is your favorite team, so we gotta let you stroke them a little bit. I'll make it simple. It's the Warriors on the road. They suck on the road. Draymond is still missing. This was the 7-game series where the Warriors were able to etch it out on this Kings home floor last year and sneak out of that playoff series. Boston's going to get their revenge earlier in the night, and De'Aaron Fox and these guys are going to pound the Warriors at the end of the night to get their revenge. That -3 is the easiest bet on the board. Bet the Kings tonight. Their offensive firepower is just going to give the Warriors troubles. This is where you're going to see where it's like, it's nice to have CP3. He can dish the ball a little bit, but he can't score and keep us up with the best offenses in the game. So Kings smash tonight. They win this game by double digits.
Tyler, hearing that breakdown was like a music executive hearing Whitney Houston sing for the first time. Music to my ears. I love it. So is the reason that you think it could be a blowout, is that why you're not letting me click over 238 on this game?
Yeah, that and I'm not sure the Warriors offense is going to be able to put up as many points as they did for us last year with CP3 there now. I think that slows down their offense.
Good point. Great point.
Yeah.
All right. I'm off it. Thank you. Tim, I'm going to be honest. Tyler and I are only going to do DFS on shorter slates. On an 11-game slate, it's going to be hard to hand build. I think you got to use an optimizer.
Yep. And we don't want to push people in the wrong direction, especially.
I think that we can do well on shorter slates. but we're going to spend most of our time breaking down these. I mean, I bet $400 or $500 a game on NBA, and I enter like the $15 contest a couple times, right? So you can see where a majority of my time goes to. So sorry about that, but at least we're not going to have you give you a guy that's snowflakes, right, Tyler? You won't be cussing out at the end if
won't be our fault.
6 fires and 1 snowflake. So hey, on the Tuesdays, Thursdays, the shorter slates, we're going to talk some DFS on an 11-game slate. Use an optimizer, and you're going to have to go somewhere else. But the great thing is, even if you bust out on the DFS, you're going to have plenty of money to make up for it with all these winners we're giving you here. So Tyler, just some things that I've pulled up here so far. We added the Pistons. I added the over on the Clippers, Jazz, Rockets, Spurs. Tyler did not approve of those. We both love the Kings. We love the over for – oh, no, I love the over there. We added the Magic. We're going to add that to the playbook. And what's the one other bet? Oh, the Dallas Mavericks. Minus 5.5. That is our card for the night. Clyde says one more time. Okay, at -4, Clyde, I think you got a number. At 5.5, I would still lean the Nuggets, but I don't really want to get involved. I think let's talk about the teams that are really that I wouldn't be surprised to see great bounce back efforts from tonight, right, Tyler? The 2 teams we were high on Wednesday, I would say the Grizzlies and the Bulls. For the reasons we liked them Wednesday, a lot of those reasons didn't go away because of a bad performance. The issue, though, was, right, if Zion got loose against the Grizzlies, what's Jokic going to do?
Yeah,
right?
he got loose.
So while I wouldn't be surprised if the Grizzlies bounce back, yes, Clyde, I do like your Nuggets bet.
Who loses this one for us?
Okay.
The double parlay of the night.
All right.
Ben Simmons, who had 10 and 9 going into the fourth quarter last game, only played like 2 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Which was weird because it was a close game and he was playing well.
Yeah, now he's matched up.
That's where the 8 screens kind of screwed me up. I really didn't have a lot of eyes on that game.
Yeah, matched up with Dallas now. He could easily get the rebounds. Maybe he has better luck at the rim in this game too. Could get us the points here. I think the assist will always be there too.
Great.
Cade Cunningham at 30 and 9 last game. Easily could rack up that last assist. We know he could rebound too. And Victor could have a big game against this Houston front court. You parlay those 3 together to get double doubles, which they all have a legitimate path to get there. 150 to 1. That price I feel like is worth a little bit.
Shut up.
Yep, 150 to 1. $25 wins you 3,700.
All right, love it. All right, Josh, please follow up with this comment. Why do you think the spread makes 0 sense in the Nuggets game? I think it's perfect. It kept me off it. And Nuggets -3. The Nuggets is a smash spot. At Grizzlies +7, I'll take the Grizzlies. They put it at 5.5. Spread makes sense to me. Why do you think it makes no sense? Harry Doherty, what's up, my guy? He's got the Chelsea avatar. He likes Chris Paul over 26.5 points, assists, and rebounds. I'll tell you what, Tyler, I didn't like the closing lineup they went with. I didn't think that Paul and Curry, as someone who was rooting for the Warriors and who debated you for the Warriors.
You cannot have Chris Paul and Klay Thompson on the floor together at the end of a game.
Even Steph and Paul is hard.
Yeah.
They're both too small.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun feeling out process for that team.
So Josh thinks it should be higher. I think it's just because they would take too much money on Memphis at 7 or more. I mean, that's why I would tell you why.
Yep.
To your point, Josh, I think it closes at 6.5. It's not. I don't think people like me would buy back on the Grizzlies till it gets to 6.5. So I think it's a nice little spot where they're keeping they don't want too much Nuggets liability. I'll bet you already if like Bet Online put those ticket counts up, what do you think the Nuggets are at if they moved it from 4 to 5.5?
That you probably
78%.
You probably can't find tickets on
The only people who are doing it are super contrarian
like
people like me.
Yeah.
All right. there we have it. Anything more from this game? Any other questions from the chat? We'll give out official best bets, but overall thoughts on the NBA, Tyler. I'll tell you what, I'm excited that the season's back. It's fun to have these splits every night. When we do the NFL playbook on Tuesday, we wait 5 days to find out whether or not we're right or wrong. I like the instant gratification of finding out whether or not we were sharp or we were, I guess square would be the right word, round. I don't know. In the double-double parlay, it was Simmons, Wembanyama, and who was the third?
Cade Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham. There you have it. There's your winners. Tyler, official best bet for you.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that Detroit +4, and I honestly like the money line too. So I'd split those, take the +4, and take the money line.
Wow. I thought you were going to take one of our others.
Nope, I'll leave that one for you. I know which one you want bad, and I was like, I thought about it, but I'll let you have that because that is your team, and you could like the beam.
Yeah, I like them both. I get 2 for you today. Give me Dallas -6, Kings -3. Watch this home court advantage rock. Tyler and I will be back on Monday, but the projections and the plays will be up over the weekend. NBA treasure maps on FanSpeak, and then for those of you who don't care about my projections, we'll go ahead and put those up. Tyler, we got to remember the second we log off to put those on Keg Sheet as well. At Nuke the House, Keg's going to be doing a NASCAR preview tonight. He'll be live tomorrow. Do you got UFC tomorrow for you, Tyler? Or is it
just boxing tomorrow? No UFC this week.
What is this question here? He says, Spread, tell the viewers how they can get some FaceTime action. What do you mean? Is this a joke I'm missing? Was there a joke on one of the shows that I'm forgetting?
I feel like it, yeah.
I can't even FaceTime. I have an Android, Clyde. What's FaceTime? All right. So no UFC, but they'll be live for college football tomorrow night.
College football, boxing. They'll find winners in anything.
Boxing?
Yep.
Keg watches boxing? Bro, that sport's getting weird. They're losing all their premium channels. Did you see that?
Yeah, I don't pay boxing much mind.
Oh, because you want to come on the show. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Clyde. We'll find a bet. We haven't disagreed on anything today, but one time during the show we'll find a bet, and if you win, I'll let you come on. Does that sound fair, Tyler? But he's got to beat me head to head. All right. And I'm not taking one of your sides that I kind of don't like. Oh my gosh, Tyler, I'm freezing up. Do you want to just go ahead and end the show? I'm not going to do it.
We'll end it and we'll be back Monday with more winners. So we'll be talking over the weekend. Make sure to check out the Keg sheet because there's a ton of winners on that sheet. And let's continue to find these winners this weekend.